Hey little one, you enjoying the digs? I am. Oh, gone. Welcome to one of my favorite spots that I enjoyed as a child. It has changed a lot since then. When I was a kid, all of this space was pretty much just grassland with a few very small trees growing out of it. You can see it is more than that now. This area has naturally transitioned to something called open wood pasture, and will continue to do so until the trees themselves overtake this space and become a woodland. When I was a kid, this hawthorn wasn't a tree, it was more of a bush. Now it is allowed to become a tree. How cool is that? Open wood pasture is characterized by open landscape like this, but with a good few trees amongst it as well as shrubbery. In a more natural system, this would be maintained by big grazing herbivores like auroch or deer, but there's none here. So eventually this will turn into a woodland if left to its own devices, which definitely has its own merit as well. Great habitats to both of them. The reason I'm pointing out this habitat though is for its diversity that just happened by being left alone to its own devices. These willows shot right up out of the ground. These old tire tracks have become teeny tiny little puddle ponds. There's so many different types of plants here. The wildflowers that are browned off now, those are willow herb. Got some reeds there, some rush. There's moss in the moist soil. We have a field maple here and its brother over there. There's a plethora of birds inside this thicket. I think that's either hawthorn or blackthorn over there. Great nesting area. Oh yeah, there's blackthorn, I think. It is no wonder birds are drawn to this place, especially songbirds. Come here for all the bugs attracted by the plants and the seeds. Tons of seeds. Look at that morning sun. Here's a nice overview of the place. Glorious, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. One of my favorite things about this passive rewilding is it doesn't cost a dime. It doesn't cost anything. It just happens all on its own if you let natural processes take place. Unfortunately, throughout most of the UK, especially where you have deer, you will not get this type of diversity because there's too many and they're not kept on the move. So, if you want deer, you need wolves. Humans just, they don't do that. They just can't do that. They kill things, sure, but it does a little bit, doesn't do it properly. You know I gotta mention that. It's a natural process, you need it. In these more urban spaces where there are no deer, this can happen all by itself, but it will eventually become a forest or a little woodland. Again, all of these spaces have their value. What doesn't really have any value are these large stretches of just plain grass. But believe it or not, a monoculture like this is exactly how that space started. It just rewilded itself, it's wonderful. It's a good show that nature doesn't have to cost the earth.